Hi, my name's Laura. Here's my audience. Okay. There. Okay. All right. My name's Laura again, and I'm doing my speech on stretches you can do to improve your cross and your turnout in Irish dancing. I am an Irish dancer. I've been dancing for about 12 years or something like that, long enough to do lots of stretches for this. So the first thing is what cross and turnout is. This is, I don't know if you can see it very well on there, but this is turnout. It's where your toes point out like a penguin. Yeah, that's what it is. And then this is also not a very good picture, probably on there. But this is what cross and turnout looks like together. So you turn your feet out like a penguin, and then you put your right heel to your left toe. And the goal is to have a diamond in between your. You should see a diamond in between your shins, I guess. So now that we know what it is, we can talk about muscles and all of that stuff. So lots of muscles go into crossing and turning out. It's really not a very natural thing to do, and the goal is to be able to do this while you're dancing the whole time. So you have to be pretty strong to do that. So there are muscles in your hips and in the front of your legs that help you do that. So I have some pictures of that. This is, here, I'll show you guys and the camera at the same time. So there are 4 muscles on the inside of your quad. And they're called adductor, whatever the name is. And the prefix ad means to pull in towards your center line. So if you hear any muscle that starts with adductor, it means it's crossing it over or whatever. So there are 4 muscles here called your adductor brevis, longus. There's your gracilis, which is not one of those. And then there's your pectinis, whatever it is. I can't quite pronounce that one. So those are all the muscles that are way deep inside your leg that help with crossing and turning out. And then we have these muscles on the front. These purple ones are your hip flexors in the front. They get really tight when you do that. And then this one is your sartorius, and when that contracts, it pulls your leg over. You also use your gluteus maximus. You guys know where that is. And a lot of other teeny tiny muscles in there. It works a lot. So because of all the stuff that it works, we have to stretch it all the time and have it loose enough that we can cross our muscles over in our legs. So I'm going to show you 5 stretches to do that. There are lots of other ones, but I just picked 4 for the purposes of this. So can you put the thing down? Okay, I'm going to sit on the floor, please. Okay, so the first one you do is the butterfly stretch. This one's pretty easy. You put the soles of your feet together and your knees out to the side. And it's okay if you can't put your knees close to the ground or get your feet close enough to you. It's just wherever is comfortable for you. So once you're here, you get to bend down and you can push your knees down with your elbows. And if you straighten your back and push down, it gets your hips. And an important thing to remember when you're doing this stretch is not to pull on your toes like this, because that hurts your knees and it also sickles your feet, which is very ugly in Irish dancing. Irish dancers don't like that. So you do this for 30 seconds. Try to get your nose to your feet and your feet in as close as possible to your body. So that's the butterfly stretch. The next one we have is, it's 2 stretches, but it's almost the same thing. So you can, you put one of your legs out to the side. You would do this on both sides, obviously. And you would stretch over, and you try to touch your ear to your knee. And there are a couple things to remember with this one. One is you want to flex your toes up, so you want your foot to be flat, like you're standing up. And then you don't want your foot to turn in, which is important on the next one. And if a lot of people think their shoulder gets in the way, so you can put your right arm or left arm or whatever, the same arm with your same leg, you can put it under and reach over like that. And you hold that for 30 seconds. The next one is almost the same thing. You're going to stay in this position with your foot flexed and your toes pointed straight up or behind you, and you're going to bend forward. So this is especially important so you don't, because this is really easy, but it's not really stretching anything. So you want to reach out and hold for 30 seconds, and if you can, I pull on my foot to help me get lower, just because that helps. And those two stretch your hamstrings and your inner legs. The next one we have is the log cabin stretch. This is one of my favorites. It stretches your IT band, which is important because it's not like a muscle, but if it's tight, you can't cross your legs over far enough. It makes it really hard for you to cross if it's tight, and it hurts a lot. So how you do the log cabin stretch is you want to stack your ankles and your knees like this. And the goal is to get your shins parallel to each other like this. And it's pretty uncomfortable, and then you bend over and it's not very comfortable. This is as far as I can go. It's a hard stretch, but you can feel it all the way up your IT band. If you don't know where that is, you can try this stretch and you'll find it very quickly. So that's that one. Again, hold for 30 seconds, and you'd want to do one with each leg on top. And the last one is, I'm going to stand up for this one, is a hamstring stretch. And this is important because use your hamstrings for everything in Irish dancing. So I like to do this one with my feet turned out. Can you turn the other thing over? Thank you. Yep, so I tilt my feet out like a penguin, and then I bend over and touch the ground, and you hold it for 30 seconds. And this one, if you turn your feet out, it just gets a different muscle down there, so you can feel it. And what you can do is you can do feet parallel, and then you can also do one with pigeon toes, and you can feel it in all three different places. So that's interesting. Okay, you can put it up. Okay, so that is all I have. If you do your stretches every day, they will help a lot with crossing and turning out, if that's what you need. So the important thing is you have to do stretches every day, because otherwise it won't be helpful for you. Okay, so that's it. Here's my audience again. Okay, thank you.